Hello everyone. Bobby Fischer was playing against Rene Liar and Liar was playing as a white. And the most common move in this position is d6 occupying this e5 and c5 square. But Bobby Fischer played a short castle and now this e5 square is not guarded by any. I'm forgetting his name, but one of the big players said that the more you advance your pawn the more weaker it gets, and now we will see this in a live example. He could have developed his bishop or his knight, but he is just playing with the pawns and he is losing his tempo. Bobby Fischer played d6 bishop to e3 and now c5. The simple thinking of black behind playing king's Indian defense is to let white build center then attack it. And yes, c5 is doing the same, and it is attacking the center. D captures on c5. And now knight to c6. Bobby Fischer has sacrificed his pawn to develop this knight. And now this knight and pawn is making pressure on e5. C captures on d6. E captures on d6, and now knight to e4. The second mistake of white is that in the opening he is moving his pieces multiple times while his other knight and bishop is resting on their starting position. So generally it was not a good idea to move his knight multiple times. Bishop to f5 developing his bishop with tempo. Knight goes to g3 attacking this bishop, but as we all know Bobby Fischer loves to play with bishops, so that's why he saved it, and he played bishop to e6, knight to f3 developing his bishop, queen to c7 developing some pressure on this e5. And now queen to b1. That's very awkward move. White is moving his queen but not developing it, and it is also now stopping the movement of this a1 rook. But if we look at the white perspective, he is just trying to defend this f5 square, and his plan could be to push this f-pawn. D captures on e5 and f5. White is going with his plan e4, and now Bobby Fischer is also attacking this white knight, and by playing e4 dark square bishop has this open diagonal. F captures on e6, e captures on f3, and remember you cannot play a e captures on f7 check because after rook captures on f7. This file is open for black and the white king is still in the center, so that would not be a good position for white. That's why white in this position played g captures on f3, and here Bobby Fischer played f5. That's the beauty of Bobby Fischer games. This moves looks very awkward, but it's very sharp move, and yes, we don't have to worry about the e-pawn. Remember what I said in the starting. Advancing pawn also makes them weak, and here it is. There is not a good way for white to defend it, so powered by Dubverse. And yes, white here played f4, knight to f6, and just look at this knight. It's very powerful at this time, and at the next move he can go to a g4 or e4, and white cannot stop it. Bishop to e2, rook f to e8, and the simple plan is to capture on e6, and after that we will play rook a to e8, and we will make a battery on this e-file. So king to f2, which is not a good move. White can play b bishop to f2, and on the next move he can castle, but white played king to f2, defending his bishop. So rook captures on e6, rook to e1, and now rook a to e8. Bishop to f3, and it's the 21st move of the game, and would you believe me, in the next 3 moves this game would be over. So here Bobby Fischer played brilliant. Rook captures on e3, giving away his rook for the bishop, but it's not about bishop. It's about exposing your opponent. King rook captures on e3, rook captures on e3. And after king captures on e3, there is another magical move for white, and Bobby Fischer find it. Without this move, all these combination would be useless, and here Bobby Fischer play brilliant. Queen captures on f4 check, and this is where the white resigned. The reason is simple. If you capture our queen, then bishop to a6 is a beautiful checkmate in which each of black pieces knock the king off. But if we go back to this position, white can play king to d3, but now queen captures on f3, and this is. And now knight to e5, and there's no way you can defend this bishop. Let's see you play a queen to a h1, but now Bobby Fischer can play a knight to a g for check, and eventually this game would be over for white, so that is the reason why white resigned in this game. I hope you like this brilliant game of Bobby Fischer, and if you learned something from this game, then please like this video, subscribe to this channel to get more amazing and inspiring content.